everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to be sitting here doing my makeup. I'm probably going to make this a voiceover just because I have two kids down for a nap and it's probably going to be easy just in case they wake up or I have them in here, whatever the case may be. But I wanted to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to be using just a ton of different things today. There is no real method to my madness today. Just to get ready and get some makeup on because I have a couple of meetings today and some weddings I have to do with my sister, so I need to get this put back together. I'm also going to be listening to my audio book. It's so much fun to get ready to your music or book. I love to listen to books because with two kids, honestly, in at night, I'm ready for bed, so I don't really have time to I would love to, but I don't have time to really read. I have to do a devotional, things like that, so I devote that time to that, but other than that, I don't. So in order for me to be able to listen to books or read books, I listen to them. So I can have it on while I'm doing makeup, while I'm in the car, while I'm with my kids, whatever the case may be. So I listen on Audible through Amazon, and I'm listening to How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. An oldie but a goodie. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be listening to this and I will do a voiceover to kind of walk you through what I'm doing. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and let's get into it. To start off here, you see me priming my face. I am using lots of dewy skin mists just to add a lot of hydration into my skin before I go in with my foundations. This is the Guerlain primer, and this helps to tone and tighten the skin, and I really do see results with it, and I really enjoy it. I like to press it into the skin like that and kind of lift my skin up. And I do see a firming and lift from it. I don't think I'm losing my mind, but I do see it and I love it. It is an expensive primer, but I get away with just using one drop and I absolutely love it. Yeah, use it up. Don't let anything go to waste. And then I like to go ahead and prime my lips as well. It's not priming, it's really just moisturizing with a lip balm as I'm doing my makeup, just to kind of get them hydrated and, gosh, I'm so embarrassing. Get them hydrated so when I'm ready for lips, I have them moisturized as well. Now I'm using the Tarte Pore Filling Primer here, and this one I absolutely love. I realized the other day when I was doing my makeup, I forgot this step, and literally I noticed immediately because I looked in the mirror and I could see my pores emphasized so much. My foundation was sitting in them and emphasizing them. So I do think this really works, and I like to use my fingertips to blend it in. Also, a sponge is really great to kind of push in the skin, and again I use pushing motions, dabbing, and really to allow it to melt in the skin. I don't know why I'm making so many weird faces with my mouth, and I apologize for that. I don't know why I'm flicking you off either, but anyway. This is a wonderful primer, and sometimes using the warmth of your fingertips does help too, to really melt it into the skin, but I do see results with these primers, and I like that it fills in my pores before my foundation does, so it makes my foundation and my skin look that much more flawless. Now I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Glow foundation, and I'm mixing it with my YSL foundation just because that LA Girl foundation is beautiful and I absolutely love the finish, but it is so dark and the color range is a little bit odd to me, but I absolutely love how it lasts all day. So when I mix it in with a lighter foundation, I get the perfect shade. But that one's in this shade Fair, and obviously looking at the bottle, it does not look like that. So I go ahead and mist my sponge too with some of that setting spray or like a dewy skin mist to really help push it into my skin because my skin's a little bit dry right now, and I feel like things stick to my dry spots. Eli's calling me. And I feel like adding it to the sponge really does help push it in my skin and help it to melt in my skin versus sitting on top of my skin. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just using this Japanese sponge I actually found on Amazon. I'm loving the Japanese one and the Sonia Kashuk one that I posted on my Instagram not too long ago. Super affordable sponges. I think both sponges are like $7. And I love them. They're both just as soft as a beauty blender, and I honestly like these two better than the Real Techniques one in my opinion. And yeah, I'm going to keep using them. Absolutely love them. So now I'm taking the Rihanna, this is Rihanna's makeup line, and this is her cream contour stick. And I have never done cream contour until like literally a couple weeks ago, and I'm loving it. Now that I figured it out, it's not as intimidating. At first it really was, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I just felt like it didn't do anything. But as I've kind of found some tips and tricks, and I love blending my contour in with my Clarisonic, and has the makeup applicator end to it, application, like the add-on attachment, that's the word I'm looking for, attachment. It blends in your contour seamlessly. And no joke, I feel like I've erased my double chins with this trick. Yes, they're still there, but I feel like it's harder to see them. And you really just want to move around and make sure you're always blending into your hairline, back behind your ears. I don't know why I chose to crack my ear that way. I could have made it a lot easier for myself, but I chose not to. I like a challenge. So anyway, you always want to blend into your hairline and blend back into your ears, because that really makes it so you don't see where your foundation starts and stops, or your contour, because you don't want it to look like you're obviously wearing makeup, but you don't want it to look like there's a harsh line. You want it to look like everything blends together seamlessly. So now I'm coming in with a concealer, and this is the Makeup Forever concealer. Again, I'll have everything listed in the bottom bar in the description bar below. But I always go back and forth with my beauty blender to kind of continuously melt that product into the skin, especially if it sets into my fine lines. So I did my concealer, now I'm setting my face. And that's Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I'm just doing under my eyes, around my nose, I'm sure is where I'll do it, around my mouth, just to kind of make sure there's no creasing. And this is very light. This is a very light powder. I really do like this powder. I have been recently using the new Maybelline powder, Fit Me powder, I believe it is, and I absolutely love that one. It might even replace that one, and it's literally, I think, like $7, I want to say, for this one, versus $34 for a tiny little jar. But both amazing, just preference. And again, I like to use a sponge when pressing in my powders because the sponge is still damp. You always want to use your beauty sponges damp. And since it is damp, it's pushing the powders into my skin versus making them sit on top. And so it allows for them to kind of not give me like super cakey finish. It gives a very flawless, you wouldn't believe the layers that I have. This is a Physicians Formula powder, and I used to think it's a highlighter, which is what it's marketed for, I'm pretty sure, but I actually use it. It's so light. It reminds me of the Hourglass the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, and it actually gives, I mix this with my powder, and it gives this gorgeous radiant finish on my skin. It doesn't look powdery, like sparkly, anything like that, but it gives such a glow to the skin. That's what I'm doing here. And again, I always like to use pressing motions because I don't want to disturb the cream contour, the base, the primers in my skin. You want everything to kind of melt together, and that's when using a pressing motion first and then kind of going in and dusting over afterwards. It's going to just reinforce everything and make sure nothing slips or moves underneath the skin, because it'll get really patchy then. So now I'm just kind of taking a contour bronzer or color, more cool toned, and I'm just outlining what I did with the cream contour. And laying a cream contour base, and obviously I don't do that for every single day, but I'm just trying things out right now and I really want to get good at it, so that's why you see me doing it here. But it really does help set a base and reinforce the longevity and the long wear of your powder products, which is what I'm really liking. I find that my bronzer stays longer, my contour looks good, and it lasts throughout the day a lot better. And I'm sucking in my face. When you suck in like that, it shows you where your hollows of your cheeks are, and it allows you to really put the contour there. And whenever I'm doing contouring powder or cream, I like to do it above where my hollow of my cheek is, because as I'm blending, I tend to get a little heavy-handed sometimes, and it sometimes can get a little sloppy. So I do like to do it above my natural hollows are, because when I end up blending it in, it's in the right spot, and it's not too low. Now you just see me taking a dual fibered brush, which is just a really nice brush. I love these for blending things in. It gives you a very airbrush finish, and it also blends things in seamlessly. So now I'm just bronzing my chest up. I always have to do this, even if I can never find the perfect foundation shade just for my skin tone, like with my freckles and everything. So I always end up taking a powder down my neck and chest to make sure, you know, I'm not just a floating orange head or two-toned. We don't like that. And also too, that dual fiber brush helps to blend in bronzer and makes the contour look less harsh. Now I'm just taking my powder brush and kind of just patting. There's no extra product on it. I'm just patting it all over my skin, and it just helps to blend everything and make things less harsh. Now I'm going in with my sponge again and that brightening powder or any powder for that matter and just carving out my contours. So what it does is it just kind of helps to clean up. If I was messy, it's like a magic eraser literally. And now this is a sleek highlighter. I got mine at Ulta. Now they're in Ulta, which is so exciting. I'm using those two highlighters and I'm just doing my nose highlight, which I do like an exclamation. I do like a point on my nose and just to enhance the contour and really slim that nose down. Now I'm highlighting my Cupid's bow. And I'm going to dust a little bit on my chin. And again, I'm not oily by any means, so I like to put a highlighter on my chin, forehead, like anywhere. Because I don't get, even if I wanted to, any oils on my skin. But if you do get oily, I don't recommend necessarily putting it on your chin or like the center of your forehead or like using some of the Dewy Skin Mist that I'm using, anything like that, just because it's going to enhance your oils. Now I'm taking the Physicians Formula Butter blush on my face with my brush, and I just blend in. I always do my blush usually after I do my bronzer and my highlight, just because the blush just joins the two together. Then I'm taking my dual fiber brush again and just literally buffing everything in and making sure there's no harsh lines. And that's a lot of it. It's a lot of going back and forth, but it really ensures that you are properly blended and nothing is too harsh on your for your application. Checking out that glow. Now I'm going to take the Wet n Wild setting spray, which I absolutely love, by the way. I think it's $5, and I love the spray on it, and it really does, I feel like, enhance and prolong the wear of my makeup for sure. I really do feel like it does its job, and for the price, you can't beat it. So now I'm going to probably prime. Okay, I'm going to do the more highlight the better, apparently, Kayla. And I'm just highlighting the inner tear ducts. It just opens up your eye and really just makes everything look brighter and more awake. Now I'm taking my liners, and this is the Maybelline one, and I'm doing a tight line. So the tight line is above your waterline. So when you tight line like this, especially when you have little to no lashes, it really just makes it look like you have an extra row of lashes because it fills in that negative space and it makes it dark. And so when you put your mascara on, it looks like you have a full set of lashes on, and it makes your lash line just that much more enhanced, which I love this little trick, especially for not having many lashes. And then you'll see me too, after my setting spray is drying, I like to go back in and push it into my skin because that really helps too. So these sponges get a lot of use throughout the application, but they really do help to make things set in and not look cakey. Now I'm priming my eyelashes with the Lancome CXL, I think, booster. L'Oreal also makes a great one. The Voluminous line makes a really wonderful one. I'm using a sample. I love the one from Lancome, but I think it's like $30 versus the other one, which is probably around $7.99. This helps me a lot. Some people curl their lashes. I don't see any benefit in curling my lashes just because they're so short, but you can curl them, and then adding this onto it, honestly, just coats them and preps them for when you put your mascara on, and it takes a lot of the work. Like, I don't have to layer my mascara as much, and it gives my lashes a little extra volume and length, which I am always looking for. Now I'm going to take my wonderful favorite mascara from Essence. This is the Lash Princess. They have one that looks the same, but it's orange, but I like the green one. The green one is my favorite. I love the wand, and I like the formula. If you do too many layers, it does tend to get a little flaky throughout the day, so I just have to be careful with that. But otherwise, for $4.99, this is an awesome mascara, and that's what you see me doing here. So I'm going to do the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to go in with the lighter color. So whenever you add a light color, same liner from the same brand line, whenever you add a light one, I like to use a nude color. You can also use white. it makes your eyes look doll-like and opens them up and makes it look more awake. And since I have almond-shaped eyes, I really do love this trick, and it really helps. And now I'm setting my face, again, with that Dewy Skin Mist, just add a little extra moisturizer, and now I'm just setting my brows. So I did my brows off camera as far as filling them in, and now I'm using the Essence Make Me Brow Gel, and then the Anastasia Clear Gel on top of it. Now I'm using this new Rimmel Lip Gloss that I found. This was like $4.99 or $3.99, and I absolutely love it. It's just a nude gloss. I just keep it simple. I'm always kissing babies all day long, so it usually falls off pretty soon anyway. Now you see me do my hair. I like to prep my hair. That's an oil right there. That's from Monat, and it's an amazing oil. It actually goes into the hair cuticle, and it doesn't, it goes into the hair shaft, so it's actually really penetrating it. Most oils stay on top of the hair shaft and don't go all the way in, so that's why you see sometimes steam coming off when you're flat ironing your hair, and it's really the oil just kind of laminating your hair, honestly. I love the Dove Dry Shampoo, and I just go ahead, even when my hair is clean, I use it to add extra volume and texture because my hair can get super soft when it's clean, so I go ahead and do that. And then I'm just going to section my hair, and I'm using a curler by Chi, but you can use any curler. I love Conair, honestly. They're wonderful. They're super affordable, and they will last you for sure. I still have one that I got from like forever ago that I just keep using because it works and it does the job. And I think this one's an inch and a quarter or an inch and 3/4, something like that, I want to say. That's what I use. And I use this not to do tight curls. It's more to get more of a blown out look. And because you'll see they give you curl, but as you wear them, they kind of, I do them tighter now, and then they loosen up as the day goes on. And by the end of the day, I have more of a blown out look versus a curled look. So the bigger the wand, the wider the curl, and the less tight it will, and it's not as long wearing. It's not going to stay super curly like that, for example. So around my face, I always curl away from my face first, and then I alternate. So I go one away from my face, one towards my face, away, and towards. It adds a lot of volume and texture, and then I literally am just going layer by layer and doing the exact same thing. And I like to spray my layers first with hairspray and then kind of brush it through, and then as you see, I kind of unravel them like that, and I keep them in the curl form. Let them cool like that because it's key to heat and water shape the hair, and so when you cool it, that's what sets the style. So I want to make sure that, to ensure your curls are lasting or your style will last and won't have any frizz, you want to make sure your hair is completely cool. So after I flat iron it, or after like when you blow dry, that's why they have that cool setting, because when you want to heat the hair to style it in the shape you want, and then you want to set it, you want to make sure you really hit it with the cool, and that way the curls won't fall or like the blowout will stay and your hair won't frizz. It's kind of like a little rule of thumb there. So that's what I'm doing here. A lot of times you'll see people set them with like little bobby pins or clips, but I'm kind of going for just like a blown out look, and this literally takes me no time, so that's why I'm just running this through my hair real quick. And like I said, away from my face and then towards my face, away and towards, just to kind of go back and forth. And then I'm just taking section by section that fits in and curling it. And this is literally, it takes me no time at all to get this. And then with my bang, I'm just curling. When it's more around my face, I always curl away from my face. And then as I like to spray it, touch up wherever I've missed, I like to spray it and then let it set like that. And then I just literally pull my fingers through it. You can do like a round dry brush through it. And that's it. That's how I get that blown out look. This is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, it was just a sit down, film myself getting ready for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something. I hope you saw some fun different products that you haven't seen yet that you want to try. If there's any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'd love to respond to them. If you guys have any ideas of what you want to see, let me know. Let me know. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.